The Lao People's Armed Forces (LPAF) has received a shipment of MBT T-72 heavyweight tanks and a 4x4 BRDM-2M armored surveillance vehicle from Russia. The presence of this T-72 tank makes Laos in line with ASEAN countries that use MBT tanks. The surrender took place during the ceremony to commemorate the 71st anniversary of the founding of the LPAF. A special gift for a country without beaches and seas. The first batch was sent between December 2018 and January 2019. With Laos sources quoted by Jain media at the time that the LPAF received several dozen T-72B1 tanks. Early last month, Russia and Laos held their first joint military exercise, LAROS 2019. In early January 2019, Laos provided 30 T-34 tanks to Russia in fit condition. Russia wants a number of T-34s left over from World War II to return to their countries to be featured in the Victory Day parade. Unofficial sources say, Laos received barter from Russia for 30 T-34s, one of which was a T-72 MBT tank. The T-72 is a family of Soviet main battle tanks that first entered production in 1971. About 20,000 T-72 tanks were built. The T-72A version, introduced in 1979, is considered a second-generation main battle tank. It was widely exported and saw service in 40 countries and in numerous conflicts. The T-72B3 version, introduced in 2010, is considered a third-generation main battle tank. The development of the T-72 was a direct result of the introduction of the T-64 tank. The T-64 Object 432 was a very ambitious project to build a competitive well-armored tank with a weight of not more than 36 tons. Under the direction of Alexander Morozov in Kharkiv, a new design emerged with the hull reduced to the minimum size possible. To do this, the crew was reduced to 3 soldiers, removing the loader by introducing an automated loading system. The much smaller design presented a problem when selecting a suitable engine. This led to the introduction of the 700 horsepower 5 TDF engine, which was unreliable, difficult to repair, and had a guaranteed lifespan similar to World War II designs. Production of the T-64 with a 115mm gun began in 1964. Plans for an upgunned T-64A with a more powerful 125mm gun had already been made in 1963. Problems with the early production run were evident from the start, but a strong lobby formed around Morozov, who advocated for the T-64 in Moscow, preventing rival developments and ideas from being discussed. Zavod produced the first prototype with a 125mm gun and V45K engine in 1968 as Object 172. After intensive comparative testing with the T-64A, Object 172 was re-engineered in 1970 to deal with some minor problems. However, being only a mobilization model, serial production of Object 172 was not possible in peacetime. In an unclear political process, Decree No. 326/113 was issued, which allowed the production of Object 172 in the Soviet Union from the 1st of January 1972, and freed Zavod from the T-64A production. The first batch was built as Object 172M and, after some modifications, it was tested again in 1973 and accepted into service as the T-72, under Soviet Ministry Directive No. 554/172 dated the 7th of August 1973. At least some technical documentation on the T-72 is known to have been passed to the CIA by the Polish Colonel Ryszard Kuklinski between 1971 and 1982. In 2018, the Third Central Research Institute in Moscow had tested a proof-of-concept demonstration for robotic tank mobility, and was planning to further develop it based on the T-72B3 and other platforms.